you look at this lineup, it's good enough on its own. When you give them as many free passes as Rutgers did yesterday, they'll hurt you, and that's a big reason why they put up 11 runs.
Yeah, Kansas Robinson and Jordan Rudd both went deep. 10 walks drawn by Northwestern, which with the victory yesterday locked up the title and ended any dispute. They are outright Big Ten regular season champions for the second straight year and now just trying to preserve their number 6 RPI spot. But they'll do it against Jaden Vickers, who has been dynamite in Big Ten play this year.
Yes, she has, and just last weekend, one pretty good outing against Iowa, one stellar outing, complete game, only gave up 3 runs. Jaden on the season coming up on 100 innings. She'll look to cross that today, just under a strikeout per inning. She's got electric stuff, so we'll see if the lefty, who has a great fastball and likes to work up in the zone, we know that she can get that fastball close to 70. We'll see if she can use it to her advantage today.
Skylar Schellmeyer ready to lead off for the Wildcats, and the first pitch, that fastball, which is getting closer to 70 this year, and Vickers' senior year. That's strike 1. Well, the big news, too, for Rutgers happened after yesterday's game. Rutgers has officially clinched a berth into the Big Ten tournament by virtue of Purdue's 4-3 loss to Penn State last night. And so the Scarlet Knights, for the first time since 2019, will be in there, but they can still impact their seeding quite a bit because that middle of the Big Ten is just jumbled together.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it later, Don, but you mentioned it is a logjam, so basically 5 through 10 is up for grabs here. But the good thing is Rutgers is in.
And Schellmeyer rolls it to second. A quick first out for Vickers.
And you obviously want to build confidence heading into the Big Ten Conference tournament, and who better to try to do that against than the best team in the conference.
That's exciting for Vickers. It will be her first experience with Rutgers in the Big Ten tournament. 4th time that the Scarlet Knights will get that far. And it has been a resurgent senior year for somebody who graduated, got her undergrad in 3.5 years, and is now a graduate student, despite being in her 4th year of college.
That must be great, right? Don't have to worry. Well, is she getting her master's?
She is, yes.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, it must be great to not have to go to class and just show up and play ball every day. But
one can only hope, right?
Not as much of a credit load as I guess she was used to as an undergrad.
Now here's somebody who's just starting her college journey, Kansas Robinson. Oh, what a developing year it's been for her. Talked about it yesterday, how she was coming off the bench to begin. An injury left some space open in the lineup for the start of Big Ten play and went from the bottom of the order to a stalwart 2 spot. And now in league action, she's hitting .316 with an OPS of nearly 1,100.
And we saw her power on full display yesterday. That home run that she turned on, an absolute missile over the right field wall. She has got all the tools needed at the plate, and for a freshman, it's just incredible to see.
Takes a fastball there for strike 1.
She's very patient, just like most of the rest of this lineup. I mean, you don't hit 2 for a team that went to the College World Series last year that has aspirations to go back there. You don't hit number 2 as a freshman if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not helping the middle of this order behind you see pitches and also be able to do damage.
And Robinson gets herself aboard on 5 pitches there. This is one of the big questions we're asking coming into this game from the Rutgers perspective. Can Vickers and whoever else ends up in the circle today for the Scarlet Knights, can they be in the zone without allowing Northwestern's bats to really pop off?
And that's been a challenge for Jaden over the course of her career. Walks are about the same amount as last year in terms of the rate, about 1 every 2 innings. But for her, obviously, it's her fastball. It's her biggest weapon. If she's locating with that, her off-speed stuff plays so well off of it because just of the timing, you have to be ready for that fastball. So if she does get ahead in the count, that makes her such a dangerous pitcher. I think this year the reason you're seeing the ERA more than a whole point down from last year is because she's been able to work out of trouble. And even when she does get herself into some jams, the past couple of years it had a tendency to snowball on her. This year, she has shown some resiliency. Right now, the fastball, not locating it as much as she wants. So you get the early trip here from Katie Wingert, but getting into a groove early is so critical for her today. We saw what happened yesterday, this Northwestern lineup. They saw a ton of pitches in the first inning from the freshman Ramey Gamsby, and then they started to unload in innings 2 and 3.
Jaden Vickers, the native of Crystal River, Florida, called it a mental mindset shift that she had in the middle of this season in particular. accumulating all the experience, the good and the bad, over her first 3 years in the Big Ten, and it's paying off now. And here's a very experienced hitter in her own right, Jordan Rudd. Mentioned she went yard yesterday. Started all 5 games of her all 5 years, that is, of her outstanding Northwestern career. And she's a tough out. In fact, was not retired yesterday at all. 2 extra base hits and 2 walks.
Yeah, and anytime you have more walks on the season than strikeouts, you know you're an elite hitter. And she only has 13 strikeouts on the year, Dom, and 137 ABs. That is up there with some of the best in the Big Ten and toughest hitters to strike out.
3 balls and a strike to Rudd. The pitch. That's smacked past Linkavage. They call it a foul ball. Wow. Linkavage made the stab attempt. It went right around her mitt, but the home plate umpire, Bill Gattuso, said it also went around the base.
Yeah, we'll get another look at it here hopefully in the next couple of seconds, but if she touched that, that's a fair ball, and it was a fair ball as it's going past her, but it kept hooking, and by the time it touched the turf, it did land in foul territory, so that was a good call by Bill Gattuso.
So now it's a 3-2 count. And that's strike 3. Important strikeout for Jaden Vickers, first of the afternoon.
That's her biggest weapon right there, Dom. Not only the fastball, like I mentioned, fastball outside corner. Perfectly located, good stick there by Katie Wingert. That's the key for Jaden today. Challenge this Northwestern lineup. Yes, they're good. They're going to put some balls in play. They're going to hit some balls hard. But trust your defense and trust your stuff. That was a phenomenal pitch right there.
Now Hannah Katie, it's fielded cleanly by Vickers. What a bounce back. Could have been extra bases for Rudd. Instead, 2 pitches, and Vickers posts a scoreless top of the first. That jumps out, a 1.16 conference ERA.
Yeah, she's when the competition's gotten going and the tough has gotten going, she has delivered. She has stepped up to the challenge. She is a gamer. She looks forward to the bright lights, metaphorically speaking or not. But she seems to bring her best stuff when the challenge is the biggest. So that is an excellent addition for this staff.
Kylie Sand guides that to second, fielded by Robinson. The hustle, and the Northwestern defense gets the out. Kylie Sand is a speedster, but Kansas Robinson and Nikki Cochran recover nicely there.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like an old head here, Dom, but again, the fastest thing to first base is just running straight through the bag. Sliding head first like that, although it looks nice, it looks like a hustle play, it slows Kylie Sand down, and it makes it easier for the umpire to make the call, too. If it's bang, bang, and you hear foot hit rubber and foot hit rubber almost at the same time, you might be able to buy yourself a call. You only really want to slide if there's a high throw and somebody's trying to tag you at first.
So on the fractional call, it maybe helps out the Wildcats a little bit. Now Peyton Linkavage, who is one of the seniors on this Rutgers team, and on pace for all Big Ten honors with the way she's performed. A pitch from Boyd, and this is guided right back through the middle. Linkavage is making some great contact these last couple of weeks. She's had a big set of conference games lately, and she's the first base runner for Rutgers.
Yeah, we know about her power, right? The 15 doubles, the 8 home runs. She is an excellent hitter, but also so dangerous because she can do that. That is a tough pitch to hit on the outside corner at the knees, and she does not try to pull it, doesn't try to do too much, just gives it right back where it came from. That is a beautiful single right back up the box.
And now Morgan Smith, the center fielder, and off speed's in there for strike 1.
And Lauren Boyd will not be afraid to go to the off speed whenever she needs to. She's got really, really good stuff. And a lot of it is hard breaking stuff, but she mixes her location well.
This is smacked past Katie at third, and it's back-to-back hits.
Another great pitcher today. We can hit her. We've got 2 singles early on. Let's see what we can build upon it.
And Morgan Smith relaying maybe what she saw in the couple of pitches from Boyd. Another senior at the plate, Katie Wingert, a 5th year. Yesterday, Wingert had one of those 3 hits, a single. Rutgers did get a little look at Lauren Boyd. She came in to pitch the sixth inning, sixth and final frame of that victory. And so the top 5 in the lineup, which stays the same from yesterday to today, has at least one experience facing her. And that stays outside. It's a 1-1 count.
You can see early on, Boyd likes to work down in the zone. It's very intentional. She wants to get ground balls. She wants to get weak contact. You know, Northwestern, they've got a great defense, top 4 in the Big Ten. They don't turn a lot of double plays, though, so it'll be interesting to see how those two things clash here.
Now, pardon me, it was 2-1, and now it's 2-2. It was interesting. We caught up with Northwestern head coach Kate Drohan during the week, and she said one of the big reasons for Boyd's big junior year is she spent the offseason working on her off-speed pitch, and you saw it there.
See if she goes back to it.
It's chopped slowly to short. Nelson gets 1, and that's all, as Robinson has a little trouble with the turn.
And a big spot, obviously, for Rutgers.
Yep, and the Scarlet Knight, who had the one big swing yesterday, and Maddie Lawson. And this is into left field. It's a base hit. Now, Maddie Lawson may be hitting down in the 220s, but you talk to Rutgers head coach Kristen Butler, and she says, one, she's had some great series. Had a bunch of hits against Ohio State last month. One of those players who's putting the ball in play and maybe not getting the results in the batting average. And some hard hit balls from Lawson this weekend. This time gives the Scarlet Knights a 1-0 lead, and now Taylor Fawcett with a chance for more, but not guessing a changeup there.
No, that was a great bounce back pitch from Boyd. Rutgers has been ready for the fastball. They're gearing up on it, so that's the adjustment that Lauren Boyd's going to have to make. Maybe go a little bit more off speed than she would have liked to here in the first inning.
Again, change, strike 2.
Yeah, it's so good. She hides it so well. She doesn't slow down her motion. It's at the very end, and when you're thinking fastball and all of a sudden that ball just drops on you, that's really, really tough to make contact with.
Boyd trying to limit further damage. Just missed it with a fastball.
And went for the corner there. That's a call that Jaden Vickers got in the first inning, so you got to imagine Kate Drohan and then Northwestern's Jordan Rudd saying, hey, come on, we got to go both ways here.
Pitch. There's the off speed. It's strike 3. Swinging strikes on 3 straight breaking pitches and a strikeout for Boyd to end the first.
A lot of teams jockeying for seats here. Still 2 days left on, but still a lot left to be determined. And again, I think what's most important for Rutgers, they're in. Now you try to take down a team that went to the College World Series last year and again is most likely going to be hosting a regional this year. See if you can build some confidence going into the postseason.
Yeah, Northwestern hosted only a regional last year. They would like to be at home through 2 weekends if they could. Enter this weekend 6th in the RPI. The top 8 teams, of course, would have the ability to host a super regional if they get that far. And that's what Kate Drohan said. You know, I feel like we did our work Sunday when the Wildcats on their home turf clinched at least a share of the conference title. Now we're worried about our seeding. Now this is the zone to Nikki Cochran, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
I think Jaden should be working almost exclusively with the fastball against the 5 lefties in this Northwestern lineup today because it's so tough to read coming out of her hand, especially when it shoots across the zone, and then also the rise ball is going to be very tough to pick up on.
Lots of lefties in this Northwestern lineup. And Cochran pops it. Linkavich staring. Leap, she made the catch! No, Bill Gattuso says no! Linkavich leapt and caught it, but Bill Gattuso, the home plate umpire, said it caught the net first.
Yeah, both he and the third base umpire, Jonathan Hand, on the same page. I don't know about that one. That looked like a catch on our first view. But the umpires, they were on it right away, so right call or not, they had conviction with it. We'll see if Jaden can maybe pick it up the old-fashioned way with a K.
Her pitch. It's guided over to second. And the defense helping out Jaden Vickers through a clean start so far.
And her fastball is so dangerous. If she's locating it, even if Northwestern is on time, still, if it's well located, it's tough to put solid contact on it and put it in the gaps or put it through back up the middle. So this is going to be a busy day, or it should be a busy day for this Rutgers infield if Jaden is locating that fastball.
Now Angela Zidak. That's ball one. I should give credit, too, to how experienced this Northwestern team is. They may have had their senior weekend this past weekend back in Evanston, but there are a whole lot of at-bats in this lineup. Four different players in their 5th year of college softball, and Zidak in her 4th as well. That's a battle-tested bunch that has been all over the country this year and played in some outstanding tournaments. Played in Oklahoma City, the Hall of Fame Classic. And it just missed the corner. In fact, Northwestern is 5th in the country in strength of schedule, 2nd in non-conference strength of schedule coming into play this weekend.
They want to play the best. They want to be the best. You got to beat the best. And they have many, many times this year. And even in the losses they did have, Dom, 2-1 loss to number 1 UCLA back at the end of February. 2-1 loss to Oregon, who was ranked inside the top 25. A 9-3 win over Kentucky, who was ranked. Kate Drohan has made no qualms about wanting to play the best teams.
Yeah, Oklahoma and UCLA, both 2-1 defeats. They were each the number 1 team in the country when the Wildcats faced them. The UCLA game was at the Mary Nutter Classic out in California.
That's the finest of margins, 2-1. You're probably going to see a lot of those in the Women's College World Series this year.
Blazed in there with strike 3. Jaden Vickers is pumped up, and she added a couple of miles an hour on that.
Yeah, and look at the action this ball has as well. That drops, too. That was almost a bit of a cutter or a slider, if you will. That was not just a straight fastball, but even then it's got so much fuzz on it that when it comes in, it gets on you really quickly. It is just so hard to do anything with it.
So 2 strikeouts so far for the graduate student. And now another veteran, Maeve Nelson. Ball 1.
Now, Jaden, obviously, like I've said, her biggest weapon, in my opinion, is her fastball. But obviously, you saw in that last strikeout pitch the little bit of action that she can put on the ball as well. She can throw her fastball, but just a little turn of the wrist at the end, a little drop on it, and make it even more dangerous.
Slow roller. Sand has to charge and bobbles it. Nelson beats it out. Little issue with the transfer there for Sand, so we'll see how it's scored. Long hold for Katie Wingert. Now an appeal to first, and Kelly Thames said Kelsey Nader went around.
You appealed down to first base on a lefty. You better make sure that you are sure of it, because that's a tough call to make when you don't have that open space as an umpire to see it. It did look like she went around, though.
Appeal again. Did not go that time.
Yeah, the Northwestern fans in front of us would have lost their minds if that was called a swing as well.
Now, the Wildcats have traveled well, too. They were out here before noon, set up and hanging out. 1-1. Now lost the release point, and now Nelson headed back to first, and she gets to second. She was hung up, broke to second, and as Wingert struggled to get the throw off, Nelson took advantage.
Yeah, that was the right call. I think Katie Wingert that time just assumed Nelson was just going to try to dive back into first, but as soon as Wingert cocked that arm back, she was off to second, so it was an aggressive decision on a bit of a mistake, but it pays off, and now a single could tie this game up.
So it does go as a single for Nelson. She gets a stolen base for that. And a 2-1 to Nader. And fouls it off herself. Rutgers grabbing its first lead of this series with Northwestern in the bottom of the first, and Jaden Vickers trying to keep it that way when the Scarlet Knights get the bats back at the plate.
I think if you're Jaden here, you got to go back to that fastball. Either outside corner or with some rise action above the hands.
2-2. Driven to shallow center. Hangs up there. Sand calls off Smith. 72 degrees. A couple of clouds up in the sky. Nice cool breeze, starting to feel like summer here in New Jersey. Still a whole lot of softball left to be played for teams across the Big Ten. Tournament begins on Wednesday out in Champaign. Northwestern, of course, won't play till Thursday by virtue of that first round bye and the #1 overall seed. Rutgers will play Wednesday. We don't know who. Could rise as high as 9th, it looks like, in the league standings, but could also drop back down to 12th. And all of that in the back of these two teams' brains as Lauren Boyd gets out there for her second inning of work. Gave up 3 singles in the first inning and allowed a run. Maddie Lawson with a ribby single. As Lauren Punk fouls it back, it's 1-2. Punk getting the chance to start today. Came in defensively midway through yesterday's game. We've seen Callista Collins for the most part at first base.
And Punk had a nice at-bat yesterday in her first one. Came off the bench, had a nice single. So Kristen Butler giving her the chance to build upon that momentum from yesterday. Just her 3rd start of the year.
And first time in Big Ten play. In her career, in fact. So you get your first Big Ten start, and it comes against a team with a number next to its name.
I think this goes to show you, even, we're in the final weekend of the regular season, but Kristen Butler and all coaches always evaluating all the way until the final day of the season. So your spot, nobody's spot is a given.
This is punched over to second base, and a quick flip there from Robinson. A Rutgers team that was near the top of the Big Ten through the midpoint in the year. Still top 60 in runs per game, 5.2. Ryan Orange has been a part of that. That's a slow roller to third. Katie quickly to gone.
2 outs here. Leilani Chavez coming up, Dom. Northwestern's defense has been playing back with nobody on. I wouldn't mind seeing Chavez maybe try to slap or drop down a bunt here and test Hannah Katie at third base. She did just throw a bullet across the diamond, but she's played right behind the bag.
The Wildcats do crowd in a little bit, at the corners in particular. And there's strike 1.
Leilani, a classic slap-hitting lefty. Almost all but one of her hits this year, singles. So she's just looking to get on and extend this inning and flip the lineup back over to the top.
And loops that to third, but right at Hannah Katie. So all of them got a chance to cross the stage and be recognized by the Rutgers community. And it's one of those points where you realize sometimes there's not a lot of softball left.
Yeah, man, and it goes to show you how short life can seem, and all those memories you built up over the last 4 years that you thought would never come to an end. And we'll see, like you said, Jaden might have, has the decision to potentially come back next year. We don't know, everybody's life path is different, but yeah, you're walking across that stage and it's finally hitting you. May of your senior year. A lot of emotions start hitting you right in your stomach, man.
And one of the other Scarlet Knights honored Taylor Lane, who's in her 5th year. I talked to her during the week, and she said, I was sitting there, we're getting to the end of the ceremony, and I got emotional. This is socked to left. Lauren Shaborski drives it over the left field fence and ties the game for the Wildcats. Another big swing from the sophomore Shaborski.
Huge moment for Shaborski. Did not play yesterday, gets into the starting lineup today as the DP, and she does not waste any time rubber stamping her impact on this game. right down the middle, and she just turns on it and hits it into the gap in left center field and clears the fence. Man, that just goes to show you again how good this Northwestern offense is. Jaden Vickers had shut down the top 8, and then the 9-hitter takes her deep here in the 3rd. She does have some pop, though. 4th big fly of the year for Shaborski, and now if you're Jaden Vickers, you just got to have a goldfish memory and get right back to work here, because this lineup's about to get very difficult.
Lauren Saborski just crushed her first Big Ten home run. All the other 3 had come against non-conference opponents. And now, as you mentioned, this is the top of the order with Schellmeyer. So a chance for the Wildcats to try to pounce on this a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, Jaden, my game plan for her would be to keep challenging. She did. Solo home run, not the worst thing in the world. It's a 1-1 game. You're going to have to score more than 1 run to win this game anyway. So it's important, again, to shake that off and pick up an out right away here.
She's ahead on Schellmeyer. This is looped into center field, but Smith is there. That's the first out.
And there's the good bounce back. Went right back to work, got a first pitch strike, got ahead in the count. And, you know, for Jaden Vickers, again, the strikeouts, just less than 1 per inning, but I think she's got to be over the moon if she can get 5, 6, maybe even all 7 innings today. She doesn't need 8, 9 strikeouts. She can navigate through this lineup by pitching to contact like she did right there.
Now Kansas Robinson pops it. Linkavage tracking in front of the dugout and missed it. We saw her make what looked to be a remarkable catch back in the 1st inning that was called off because it was ruled to have hit the net just 1 split second before it hit her mitt. And that time you could see her trying to stay away from the fence and get the glove to it quick.
Yeah, no netting that time, but that dugout, you're worried about it tipping off the dugout. It's tough to be fearless when if that ball caroms off the right where the dugout face meets the roof, it could come back and hit you.
Robinson under it. Sands. 2 outs.
Really good bounce back. 2 quick outs right after that, and now you get to go after Rudd with the bases empty and 2 outs.
Jordan Rudd, number 36.
And Jordan Rudd struck out her first time against Vickers.
And Jaden looked extra locked in today. This is a challenge. She knew that was going to be a tough one, and she has risen to the occasion so far today.
It's interesting with Vickers. Talked about how Big Ten play has been great for her, has had some outstanding starts. Earned the victory in Rutgers' most recent win, the Friday game at Iowa last weekend. In fact, it was a complete game victory. Allowed 8 hits, but only 3 runs. The strikeouts, though, for her, in this period where she has posted some ridiculous starts, have dropped off a little bit. In the first 3 years of her Rutgers career, she was known as well more than a strikeout per inning pitched kind of pitcher. Had a couple of outings with only 1 or 2, but the runs have been only 1 or 2.
And that's fine. I mean, she has learned really how to pitch over the course of her career here. You know, she came to Rutgers as a flamethrower, wanted to strike out everybody, and at times, you know, she had a tendency to overthrow, get yourself into trouble. And again, then you're playing in the Big Ten Conference where offenses are elite basically every weekend you're playing. You know, that's when I said that things had a tendency to snowball on her when it wasn't going well. You mentioned the mental mindset shift that she has gone throughout this year, and I think she's become as complete of a pitcher as she's ever been throughout her career here.
That's 3 balls and a strike now. And that's off the plate, ball 4. Bill Gattuso in a 2-0 count got Vickers. I called her for not an illegal pitch, but for the illegal motion. And so it's a 5-pitch walk, a 4-pitch walk, even with the 1 strike for Jordan Rudd. And now Hannah Katie popped up to right. Lawson is out and makes the play. But Northwestern does tie the ball game. Lauren Saborski hits a home run against a Big Ten team for the first time in her career.
Third year with the Wildcats. Every single year has an ERA under 3. This year, as you mentioned yesterday, Don, when she came in for relief, an ERA under 2, having the best season of her career. And if you're going to score runs off of her, you better do it early because she often gets better as the game goes on. So Rutgers knows they got the 1. They're going to need more than that. Top of the order here. This is a big inning for them because Boyd has started to get into a groove after they had a couple of singles off her in that first inning.
Linkavage and Smith had 2 of them. Kylie Sand grounded out her first time and does get ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. Kylie Sand set to earn all Big Ten honors once again. It was a first-teamer last year. This year has been just as good. Snapped a 10-game hitting streak yesterday, a streak that started on Easter. But even still, I mean, a batting average that remains near 400. And atop the conference in stolen bases. One's in there, 3-1. You talk to every Big Ten coach that's come here, and every time, what are you watching out for Rutgers? Kylie Sand. As soon as the question's done. Pitch. This is smashed to center field. Shellmeyer back. It's over her head and hops off the wall. Now, Kylie Sand, we told you, got all the speed in the world. So even a good throw.
Anything that gets through the infield here, she's almost guaranteed to score with her speed. So that is an excellent way to start the inning.
And now Peyton Linkavage out in front on the off speed. Strike 1.
Somebody who might be Sand, the toughest player in the conference to strike out, only 10 times and 181 at-bats now on the year. And she is the ultimate table setter for this lineup and gives Peyton Linkavage, Morgan Smith so many opportunities to drive her in.
Bunted, but plops foul. Well, that is the reason why Sand has drawn the ire of Big Ten teams. And she's added a little more power to her game this year. More extra base hits than she had a season ago. And still some softball still to be played. 0-2 pitch. This is smashed into the gap. Diving, trying, the catch is made. Kelsey Nader caught it. How in the world? Nader takes flight for a web gem first down.
Highway robbery, full extension. Beautiful jump right off the bat, and look at that, the concentration. Had to put the body on the line and reel that one in. That is as good of a catch as you'll see all weekend. Hats off to Kelsey Nader. What a grab.
And a weekend filled with great defensive plays. That is going to take top billing. Yeah, Smith with a single and ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. And that just missed, 2-0.
This is takeoff time here for Morgan Smith. She's looking for 1 pitch in 1 spot, and if she gets it, she's going to try to unload on it.
And instead grounds the off-speed pitch foul.
Another reason why Boyd is so tough to hit. 2-0, you think, all right, she's going to come in with a fastball. Nope, off speed, and she can locate it so well with such good confidence in her breaking stuff that even if you're in an advantageous hitting spot, you're not guaranteed to see a good pitch to hit.
Still a good count for Smith. And this is smashed into center field. It's going to head all the way to the wall. Sand scores easily, and Morgan Smith stands at second.
Not a lot of people that have done it as well as Morgan Smith have in the Big Ten.
And now Katie Wingert. Smith with that RBI, by the way, bumps up to 7th in the conference in runs driven in. Somebody in her first year at Rutgers, transferring in from LSU, and has been everything. 5-tooler. And now you got Katie Wingert at the plate. Now somebody who can bash it as well. A chance for Rutgers to make this a big inning.
Yeah, things could go from bad to worse here for Lauren Boyd. Gotta be careful here, 2-0.
And pours that over for strike one. Boyd in the Northwestern camp not very happy with some of the borderline calls that Boyd has not earned, especially in this inning. 2-1. Like that.
"50-50" looks awfully similar to the last pitch we saw. But I said it yesterday, Dom, seeing Lauren Boyd at the end of that game yesterday could have paid big dividends for Rutgers, and it seems like it has. They have been locked in from the get-go here against her.
Good count for Wingert now. Nice spot, though, for Boyd. Trying to stay on that edge of the plate. Northwestern's attempted to live there all weekend with Wingert.
Now, if you're Katie Wingert, do you almost live over the plate here and look for that fastball in the outside corner? Are you guessing here on 3-2?
Payoff. And this is smashed. Rutgers lasering them all around the field. And Morgan Smith sprints home.
Got to give Danielle Williams credit for what she did, and Lauren Boyd's a heck of a pitcher as well, but they just look locked in from the start today.
Maddie Lawson. And this is smacked to left. Zedak is back, turning leap. She brought it back at the track. Angela Zedak reels it in at the top of the wall. The web gems all over the field for Northwestern.
Two huge defensive plays for the Cats.
That was right on the verge. If it was not a home run, it was going to be inches shy of the top of the fence. Maddie Lawson hit her first home run of the season yesterday and almost had another.
Oh, that would have been close, man. That would have been inches.
Pitch to Taylor Fawcett, inside corner. It's 0-2.
And I think that's what Lauren Boyd has to work on here now, because Rutgers has her motion time. They're hitting everything she's throwing. She's got to establish that inside part of the plate, because it sets up the off-speed that much more then. Had a big strikeout in the first inning to get herself out of a jam using the changeup and the breaking ball. But Rutgers is on her fastball, so she's got to be able to work the inside corner to set up the off-speed stuff.
Boyd trying to end this third inning. An inning with 3 hits, 2 runs scored, but 2 outstanding catches. Those catches don't happen. There's no outs in the inning. And Rutgers would have scored 4, most likely. Again, it's fouled off.
I'm looking at what the signs Jordan Rudd has given behind the plate. On multiple signs with a runner on first. Normally don't see that. I wonder if they're worried about Rutgers maybe relaying some signs from first base.
It's Lily Orozco, by the way, running for Katie Wingert at first. And Fawcett off the end of the bat. Nelson deep in the hole, the stretch, and Cochran came off the base. And it's Lauren Punk at the plate. And by the way, that goes as a hit for Taylor Fawcett. Give her a single. Would have been a bang-bang play even if Cochran had stayed on the base. Just the 5th at-bat of the Big Ten season for Punk. And got tied up, strike 2.
Great pitch. Now Boyd can go anywhere. Hasn't used the rise ball, or at least a high fastball at all today. It's been the changeup, and it's been the drop ball that she's been using a lot. That's probably what's coming here.
And Punk stays alive. After Northwestern tied in the top of this 3rd inning on Lauren Saborski's first Big Ten home run, Rutgers responding. And Boyd couldn't get strike 3 there. That was off the plate.
That's a good waste pitch. They haven't been getting that call, but at least you want to see if Punk will help you out. Now I think that sets up the fastball back hard on the inside corner. And if they're going first sign, that's what's coming.
The 1-2. Punk down the right field line, and it's a foul ball. Nader was a step away. I'm surprised she didn't try to dive for that.
Right? I mean, she's got to be feeling like Superwoman after she made the first catch, so. We see how much spring she's got in the shoes if she wanted to try to lay out there.
Boyd has been hit hard in this third. That would do well to keep this at a 2-run difference. And a chase, strike 3. Back to the breaker for Lauren Boyd, and Strantz 2 on in the third.
Excellent pitch there, gets the chase she was looking for. And after a long inning for Rutgers in which they put a couple of more runs on the board, Lauren Boyd finally ends the threat.
Rutgers was held to just 3 hits yesterday. In 3 innings today, they got 7. And Jaden Vickers once again sees her Scarlet Knights in front. And she faces 5, 6, and 7 from Northwestern, starting with Nikki Cochran. Fouls the first pitch off.
Long inning, too, for Jaden to be on the bench, so we'll see how that always affects a pitcher. And you got to wait 15, 20 minutes to come back out. But when you look at the spot in the lineup here, 5, 6, 7. Obviously not the most dangerous part of this Northwestern lineup, and I want to continue to see her use that fastball as her primary weapon.
Cochran late there, strike 2.
Yeah, especially against the lefties, it's going to be so difficult for them to get around and pull that fastball against Jaden. So she's hammering the outside corner and mixing in the location. Be tough for this Wildcats offense to do a lot, considering more than half of the order is left-handed.
This is lifted to left, and it hangs up for Taylor Fawcett. That's out number 1.
And that's what they've got to do. That's the game plan. She's going to pitch away. You've got to take her away. And that was a good swing there from Nikki Cochran. Good 2-strike approach. Just take it the other way, and that was slapped hard, but Rutgers had it well played there. But you look at the pitch count here for Jaden, 3 1/3, 52 pitches. She could go the full game if needed.
Angela Zedak rolls it to short. Nice stretch on the back end by Punk. That's 2 outs.
And that certainly helps as well. Another 1 pitch out there, so 3 2/3 now, 52 pitches. Only 2 strikeouts, Dom. Again, said she didn't need to strike everybody out here. She has been pitching to contact more and more as this season has gone on. It's a big reason why that ERA could get under 3 today, which would be another incremental achievement and another incremental increase as to the pitcher that she's become this year.
That one misses to Maeve Nelson. Well, something too with Vickers that has stuck out is she's been very good in these home series, save for one rocky outing against Indiana, who seems destined to finish as the number 2 team in the Big Ten this year behind Northwestern. A couple of outings, a pair of them against Purdue. 6 1/3 scoreless innings. Maryland was here back in April, and Vickers tossed 4 scoreless with 7 strikeouts. Now back home again and pitching well again. 1-1. Now 2 balls and a strike to Nelson, who singled her first time, one of 2 hits for the Wildcats this far. Three balls and a strike.
And as much as she's been in the zone today, she does have 2 walks and now in danger of issuing her third. 2 outs and nobody on. That is the last place she would want to afford a free pass. Nelson's going to get a good pitch to hit here.
It's ball 4. Wow, it's on the border. Vickers thought it was strike 2. Instead, it's the third free pass she's issued.
Yeah, that's been the way that it's called today from home plate umpire Bill Gattuso. He has not been giving the edge outside to a right-handed hitter. You see here, borderline call. That's probably a strike. Right across the knees. That one looked good, but I know Northwestern fans, they have been complaining about not getting that same call, so it's been going both ways.
And now ball 1 to Kelsey Nader, who made that ridiculous catch in right field a half inning ago.
I like how the Northwestern fans are doing the Star Wars, what is it, the song when Darth Vader comes on scene. And I think that's why they're doing it, Darth Nader.
Ah, very nice.
I just put 2 and 2 together on that one.
I have guesses I want to make, but I'm afraid of being wrong. It's not the Imperial March, is it?
Yeah, it is. Imperial March.
Ah, there you go. That's a foul ball, by the way. Socked by Nader.
Are you a big Star Wars guy?
I'm not.
I'm not at all. Like the one Return of the Sith? What is a Sith? What is that? Is that a person? Is that a group? Like the May the 4th be with you jokes. Oh my God, I can't get it.
It's a good thing Friday was the 5th.
Exactly.
That's a ball and 2 strikes now against. Are they calling her Darth Nader around Evanston? I don't know.
That's my guess. I would be. Saborski on deck. The home run that she hit right now, the only blemish on Vickers' line. She'd like to end this inning right now.
And knocks it down, lost the mitt, doesn't need it. Throws out Nader, side retired. Like Game 7 of the finals right there with that first shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was heat check time.
Now, really good turnout, too. Mentioned the Northwestern folks have traveled well this weekend. No surprise there with them locking up the outright Big Ten championship yesterday. And down the Rutgers side, fans across the berm and in center field, they've turned out, too. It's a state that loves its softball. And especially as Rutgers softball continues to build, the 31-win season, first time in a decade. Cool to see all the fans in the stands from both sides cheering on what's been a nice year for the Big Ten.
And after we got cold and kind of rain, it was raining for a couple innings yesterday, this is, I mean, you can't ask for much better than this.
That's funny coming in today, and I think everybody I saw said, finally, it's about time. One person said it felt like we were living in Seattle there. No disrespect to the Pacific Northwest, but
They get a lot of rain.
Yeah,
I think they know.
Now, even yesterday there was the threat of some rain. We got a little bit of it too, but it is cleared for a perfect final Saturday of the Big Ten regular season. Ryan Orange at the plate and fouls it off herself, 3-2.
Now, by the way, Dom, I'm glad they're going with the basketball and the football throwing lanes on that inflatable contraption rather than the bounce house. I don't know about you. Bounce house to me, that place is like a terror dome, a thunder dome. I've lost teeth from when I was a kid jumping around in that thing.
Really?
Oh, you're asking for a war if you step into the cage.
Didn't know it was the octagon. Strike 3 there. Boyd bouncing back-to-back Ks now with that last out of the third as well.
Yeah, great pitch, great bounce back. Boyd, just a little bit of cutting action on that pitch, and you could see the catcher, Jordan Rudd, fired up that she hit her spot there. Boyd doesn't have the movement that we're used to seeing her have today, and that's the reason why Rutgers has 7 hits already. But if she's able to locate, she can still grind through maybe 5, even 6 innings today.
Boyd knocks it down. Chavez reaches. Leilani Chavez has speed, and as soon as that caromed away from Boyd, oh, wait a sec, they brought Chavez back here.
I'm not sure why.
This is still Leilani Chavez at the plate, and it's, I call it a legal pitch. The umpire, Bill Gattuso, said 1-0 when Chavez stepped into the box. To be completely truthful, I looked down, wrote in single, looked back up, and there was number 11 standing in the lefty batter's box.
And that was on Boyd, right? Because otherwise it would have been a strike, or she would have been called out. They should make it like football. You get to decline the penalty. Give me the single.
Yeah, it is 2 balls and a strike. And Chavez, not the swing she wanted there, so it's 2-2. Had what she thought was a single, but instead Boyd with the chance to continue this little run she's on. Now Rutgers in the 3rd inning had 4 hits and 2 flyouts that on an ordinary day might have been hits, save for great catches from Nader and Zdak. And that's a routine out number 2. Much better here from Lauren Boyd, because a 2-run hill is only a hill.
The part of the lineup now that has given her trouble. The 1st and the 3rd inning when she has to face the top and the heart of the order. Scarlet Knights have had her number so far.
And last time up, Kylie Sand one-hopped the double off the center field fence. 11th double of the season for Sand. And spins away from that, darting inside, 2-0.
Bit of a funky pitch there and a good one. Sand thought she had to barrel out of the way, but that didn't miss the strike zone by much. Got herself in a nice 2-0 spot here.
3-0.
And I don't think she was ever actually bunting there. I think, again, she's just trying to throw off the rhythm and the timing of Lauren Boyd. Now she's got herself in a 3-0 count, and you can add a couple of more pitches into that pitch tank. She's over 70 pitches now.
There's a strike right at the kneecaps. Oh, we saw Danielle Williams yesterday. We mentioned she was great, minus the 2-run home run from Maddie Lawson. Only hit Rutgers had against her in 5. That's a fair ball, tucked inside first base, down in the corner. Enough for Sand to scoot on to second. Back-to-back innings. Peyton Linkavage was robbed in the last inning by a catch that if you were not here live to watch, you will be able to find on all of the social mediums, I'm sure by now. Diving grab by Kelsey Nader in right center field. Did have a single her first time up though, so all that to say she's seeing the ball well. Let's see what she can do as the count's 1-1. Cabbage, one of those 8 degree-earning seniors honored today.
And she's been locked in, especially against Boyd today. Had a single right back up the middle in the 1st, and then you mentioned that highlight reel-worthy play from Nader taking away what should have been extra bases.
Two-1. And it skips away from Rudd. Easy advance for Sand.
119 RBI between Linkavage, Smith, and Wingard, so there's no easy outs right now.
Boyd trying to find that 3rd one, though. This is looped behind second, and it's over Nelson into center field. Peyton Linkavage gets the job done. Now in the bottom of the 4th inning, Northwestern turns to Sydney Supley, the senior. Gonna try to recover and at the very least strand the runner here and give the Wildcat bats a chance at the plate in the 5th. Supley with a lot of innings. See, it's been a rough year for her though. ERA north of 6.
Supley, senior from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and struggled a little bit early on in the year, then got herself in a bit of a groove, made a nice start against Wisconsin, picked up a win going 6 2/3, but since then she has struggled once again. Only a 1/3 of an inning, giving up 6 runs against Michigan.
Smith out to shallow center. Shellmeyer, long run. Look what I found. Jaden Vickers has been good today, and she's trying to deliver for Rutgers what would be the first win against Northwestern in program history. Wildcats have won all 11 meetings, including yesterday's 11-2 series opening victory in 6 innings. But still, a lot of softball left, 9 outs to get. And for a Northwestern offense that ranks top 20 nationally in runs per game, scored 11 yesterday, they've got plenty of time.
And I think that's the message probably conveyed by Kristen Butler and the rest of this coaching staff to Jaden Vickers, is that still got 9 outs to go. She's pitched well so far, but keep your composure, keep calm, and let's just get 1 out at a time. And Lauren Saborski right now with that home run in her first at-bat, the only damage, the only blemish off of Vickers against a nationally ranked offense with a ton of heavy hitters.
Yeah, with the way Saborski's swinging the bat a little bit, it's not a bad way to turn the lineup card over.
And there's that home run. Yeah, just got a pitch that was over the middle, 9-hitter. You're thinking, all right, not going to do a ton of damage, but Saborski did a great job. That was her 4th home run. But that's fine. I said the game plan early on for Jaden should be continue to pitch to contact, use her fastball as the weapon that it is. And if she's locating, she's going to be tough to hit. And that's exactly the MO that she has brought into this game.
Lauren Saborski, 4 for her last 5, if you include the series last weekend, a sweep of Nebraska. Now, one of those 3 hits last weekend on Saturday. Pinch hits, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom 7, Wildcats down 3. Bases clearing double, tie ball game. Northwestern would go on to win it. Lots of drama lately for this Wildcat team as well. But a swing and a miss. Jaden Vickers collects her 3rd strikeout of the afternoon.
And she just keeps mowing right along. Again, fastball, full count, outside corner. That's been her best pitch today, and she bounced back after Saborski got her in the first time. And now for Jaden Vickers, you just wonder, you're trying to close out an incredible lineup like Northwestern, trying to deliver your team's first win ever against this program. You wonder if the pressure, if the nerves start to settle in here and how she'll be able to navigate them.
Here is the top of the order. Vickers will have to work through it at least once more. Now, when Jaden Vickers made her first couple of starts here at the Rutgers softball complex this year, of course, Rutgers already a month plus into the season, being a Northwest school. Not an appeal, by the way. Shellmeyer did not go there. Caught up with her after 1 and said, hey, what's the difference been? Mentioned that it's been a mental mindset shift, sort of taking in all of the lessons that she's learned and all of the resources provided to Rutgers student athletes to work on the psychology side of sports. And she said it's focused too. I'm a senior now, it's my 4th year of softball. And so she's been caught by Katie Wingert for 4 years. The head coach, Kristen Butler, has been here for all 4 of Vickers' years. Doing a great job of communicating what I'm looking for, what the scouting report is, and making sure I stay focused in the circle. Now, clearly Vickers has been locked in. Does fall behind Shellmeyer 3-0, and now that's ball 4.
Jaden's been around the zone for most of this day. That is her 4th walk. That's the one thing that has been a little bit cause for concern. And Kansas Robinson, we saw the damage she did yesterday. This could be, these next 2 batters here, could be the turning point, the tipping point of this game. Jaden's got to get right back to work and start pouring strikes back into that zone.
Shellmeyer is a threat to steal. We haven't seen Northwestern attempt a stolen base yet this weekend. No, they have not needed to. Maeve Nelson did get credit for a stolen base earlier today, but it was on a snap throw where she went to second and just happened to leg it out. The way Vickers is struggling to find the zone, 6 straight out of it. I don't think Shellmeyer will be running. There's no need to. And now Kristen Butler will come out of the Rutgers dugout and pay a visit to Vickers. Part of this best part of the order, and then let Engel handle the rest. I'm sure Rutgers would be content, but still outs to be recorded. 2-0. 3 balls and no strikes.
And she's just lost her release point on the fastball. A couple have skipped in this at bat. One missed high, a couple missed high to Shellmeyer. Take sign most likely going to be on here with the tying run on deck and your best hitter, Rudd.
Top of the zone strike.
And I'm challenging again if I'm Jaden Vickers. I do not want to allow another free pass. Candace Robinson, she's a great hitter, but I would trust my stuff. Trust my fastball, get it in the zone, trust your defense.
The 3-1. Inside. So back-to-back walks from Jaden Vickers. And yes, the tying run comes to the plate in the form of the power hitter, Jordan Rudd.
Again, I just wondered 2 batters ago, you're a couple outs away, 8 outs away from winning this game. How would the nerves and the pressure that could settle in start to affect her? Well, it's back-to-back walks now, and one mistake now, this could be a tie game.
Here's a strike.
That's been her best pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. I would not be worried about using it too much in this at-bat because she's locating it. It's still a tough pitch. Even if you know it's coming, it's tough to barrel up.
Jordan Rudd with 8 homers on the season, a team best 41 RBI. And this is slowly tapped. Sand knocks it down, the flip, but safe. And now a snap throw. Here comes Shellmeyer to the plate. The tag, she's out. Back to second, safe. Robinson back in. Rutgers defense recovers. Shellmeyer a bit greedy and a bit caught off third. Retired at the plate.
Yeah, chaos and erupting there. And Northwestern, they've been aggressive on the base paths all year long. What a stop this is first and foremost by Sand. The flip to second. Shellmeyer gets off of third base and then breaks for home. And they nearly get a double play out of it. You see here the play at the plate. Great throw by Linkavich, who was inside the line and had to then make a throw across her body with Shellmeyer running home, and she delivered it right on the money. So a little bit of help there on the over-aggressiveness.
And now that came in and hit Hannah Katie. Somebody who has got a chance to break the Northwestern record for hit by pitches, plunked for the 15th time. Now, most importantly, it loads the bases. The tying run is on the bases now.
First baseman, number 31, Nikki Cochran.
So 2 walks and a hit batter. There's that play at the plate again. And then there was the hit by pitch. Northwestern does not have a hit in this inning, and yet they've got the tying run on base.
And Nikki Cochran did not swing on appeal, so ball 1.
Be interesting to see if they work Cochran exclusively away again with the fastball. She put a good barrel on the ball the last time she was up at the plate, lined out hard to left field.
And Cochran floats this down the line, but it's foul. An inch or 2 between the yellow softball and the white paint.
Another look at that one. That is about as close as it gets. Yep, about a foot left. If I'm Rutgers, if I'm Kristen Butler, I am having Peyton Linkavich guard the line. I'm getting Sand over towards the left in the hole, and I'm bringing Fawcett in shallow in left field. And just let Jaden Vickers pepper the outside part of the plate with fastballs.
1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Now, Nikki Cochran has been Northwestern's best hitter in Big Ten play, hitting .450 against conference opponents. And she was one of 3 Wildcats yesterday to draw a bases-loaded walk. So she's got the ability to be patient even in these spots. But fouls it back, 2-2.
Probably chased a ball there. But that's tough when you see that fastball, that rise ball up in the zone, bases loaded, your eyes light up, and somebody that's been swinging such a hot stick. Can't blame her for going after that one, but this is arguably the biggest pitch of the ball game right here, Dom.
Robinson at third, Rudd at second, Katie at first.
If I'm Vickers, I'm going back to the fastball outside corner.
Poke down the line, foul territory. Fawcett cuts over and makes the catch. And Jaden Vickers strands the bases loaded in the fifth. Now Katie Wingert will lead it off as Sydney Supley gets her first full inning of work. The senior came in to get the final out of the fourth inning, and it was that last catch you saw, the one by Skylar Schellmeyer. Sliding ahead to steal a hit from Morgan Smith and save a run in the process.
And the good thing for Jaden Vickers, too, working out of that bases-loaded jam is next inning, if she comes back out for the sixth, she gets 6, 7, and 8, bottom of the order.
Now Lauren Boyd done for the day. 4 runs in 3 2/3 innings of work. The biggest number, though, 9 hits. Not normal for the way Lauren Boyd has pitched this year against all sorts of Big Ten schools.
And she didn't have her electric stuff, because when she's on, you can throw out almost any lineup in the country, especially in the Big Ten, and they're just going to have a tough time hitting her. She didn't have her best stuff, but give Rutgers credit. This offense so much more aggressive than yesterday. They had a game plan. As that one rings off of the arm of Wingert. Looks like it got her on the elbow guard.
And there's strike one to Maddie Lawson. The home run yesterday, RBI single, and then robbed of either an extra base hit or a home run in the middle of the 3 catches we just showed you. It was Angela Zedak, the left fielder, back all the way at the top of the wall, pulling back something. What it was exactly, we'll never know, whether it had home run potential or not.
And against a pitcher that has been struggling in Supley here, Rutgers, I'm sure they know that 3 runs probably still not enough.
And there's a line drive single. Maddie Lawson is putting together her best weekend of the season right now, and it's come at a perfect time for Rutgers with the conference tournament days away.
There's more great hitting. And it's what you work on all throughout practice, seeing the ball and just delivering your hands right to it. We've seen a couple of hard hit line drives right back up the middle. This has been a fundamental master class in hitting from the Rutgers Scarlet Knights today.
Fawcett bunting and takes ball 1. And for a Rutgers team that has never beaten Northwestern, you can never really eliminate the Wildcats till they're out of outs, but a chance for what would feel like a knockout punch now in the 5th.
Wheel play that time from Northwestern. I think Kristen Butler wanted to see what kind of defense they put on. We'll see if she goes back to the bunt.
Swinging and fouled back.
And if a team puts on a wheel play, again, you don't want to run yourself out of the inning. If I'm Kristen Butler, you've got a chance maybe to be super aggressive here, fake bunt, double steal. If a team runs a wheel play, that's the best time to do it.
Supley delivers, showing bunt, but Fawcett takes strike 2 on the corner. Big pitch there from Supley.
And that would have been the spot to do it, because you got the shortstop who's breaking over to her right. You got the catcher's got to wait for her to get there, or just put the throw on the bag and hope that the shortstop gets there. But either way, it's 2 strikes now.
Oh, that is a tough take. Right on the corner, but it's 2-2.
Yeah, that outside corner has been the most polarizing spot of Bill Gattuso's strike zone today. That one clearly outside. And a good call there as we see it on the monitor.
The pitch. And now it's ball 3. If Fawcett gets on, it's Lauren Punk making her first start in a Big Ten game, waiting on deck. The full count offering. Popped up, Rudd looking, and in front of the net makes the catch. Last year's Gold Glove winner in college softball records out number 1. Suplee trying to give Northwestern some momentum in a game where it's being out-hit 10-3. And getting out of a jam like this, 2 on, nobody out, already down by 3, might be a little bit. Punk swings through. Wanted extra bases there.
And if Punk can't get on base here, 2 outs, Ryan Orange on deck, they're going to let her hit. If it's the inning somehow gets to Leilani Chavez, I wonder if Kristen Butler might go for a pinch hitter.
This is socked to center field. Shellmeyer is back, easing up, but it's gone! Lauren Punk delivers! A 3-run blast to the deepest part of the park. In her first Big Ten start ever, one of the biggest swings of Lauren Punk's life. And she comes through in a way that I don't even know if she could have imagined.
The pitch was up in the zone, and she got a hold of it. And she's got strength. And she certainly has enough to get balls out of the park. Already had a couple home runs on the year. But, man, in a spot like that, when you got a Northwestern team you know is resilient, you know they're going to make a push over the final 2 innings to make a comeback, and you deliver a 3-run blast to make this a 6-run game, she's got to be feeling on top of the world right now.
Ryan Orange pops it up, and Rudd gives it a look, but it's out of play. Well, for Lauren Punk, it's also the first home run she's hit against a Big Ten team. What a time. Rutgers on its senior weekend and trying to score one of the biggest wins truly since Rutgers has joined this conference. Against a Northwestern team that went to the College World Series last year and has all of the potential to do it again this year. Suplee's 2-1, and Orange flips it foul.
Yeah, I don't think you can understate how massive of a swing that is. Not only for her season, for Rutgers this season. They can get a first ever program win against Northwestern and again build their confidence higher and higher going into the Big Ten tournament.
And Orange swings and just caught a piece of it.
Plus it makes Kristen Butler's job probably a little bit easier now. I think you go Jaden Vickers to start next inning and see how she can do. Whereas if it's a 4-1 game, she got into trouble last inning, was a little bit out of the zone. You know, you're wondering, okay, do I go to Georgia Engel? Do I stick with Jaden Vickers? I think that decision is probably made now by the Punk 3-run home run. Especially because I don't see Georgia in the bullpen, so.
Certainly a process of elimination there. Northwestern is a team that cannot be written off, especially with the way this last week went for them with Northwestern, 2 massive comeback victories. Now this is a huge advantage for Rutgers. On its home turf, a place where Rutgers has played its best softball, no surprise. 9-6. And the majority of its 8 Big Ten victories have come here in Piscataway. Two-two. Looped over towards short, and Nelson with the call on the catch. A Rutgers team that started Big Ten play red hot. They were 6-2 at one point and cooled off in the last couple of weeks. Stopped a 9-game skid, a 9-game losing skid that is, with a defeat of Iowa. Rutgers feels that it's better than its conference record shows, and its RPI of 81 might reflect.
I said we didn't see Georgia in the bullpen. It's because here she is at the dish.
Yep. And loops this to left. Katie called off by Nelson. 5th inning over. Northwestern, the outright Big Ten champions, trailing 7-1 as we begin the 6th inning. And Angela Zedak trying to grab one back at the wall. She's done that. A response from the Wildcats. 7-2 Rutgers.
Zedak going oppo taco. 2 runs for Northwestern today, 2 solo shots. Another look, this one going the other way. Outside part of the plate, and she just takes it and shows off the true power. Going the other way with it, over the wall. And again, for Jaden Vickers, they've both come with nobody on base. But, you know, Northwestern, again, you can't count them out no matter what the deficit is, and they're going to have a confidence that they can come back here in this game.
It's Angela Zedak's team best 10th home run of the season. And for a Northwestern team that knows it needs to sweep this weekend in Piscataway to really protect its top 10 RPI and give itself the best chance at having the ability to host through the Super Regionals. And they're conscious of that. And these are veterans who have seen a whole lot of softball. And talking to Kate Drohan this week, she said, we don't have to worry about getting our team up for games. Rutgers might be in the 11th spot in the Big Ten right now, but not worried about any of that. As Maeve Nelson sees her way through the left side of the infield. And the Wildcats have come back with back-to-back hits.
Yeah, and 2 hard hits. Obviously the home run, the opposite field, is going to stand out, but this one too. Hard hit single, barreled up on the ground to the left side. Sand gave it a dive, and now I think that bullpen is going to get cooking again here for Rutgers. Seems like they are on the verge of maybe solving Jaden Vickers once and for all here.
Well, Vickers will stay in as Kelsey Nader marches her way to the plate. Popped up, and Cavage tracking unplayable. Nader, we mentioned the 2 RBI doubles yesterday, but hitless today. I should mention, too, there is a new right fielder for Rutgers, and that's notable. As that misses low, just below the knees, 1-1. Georgia Engel, we saw pinch hit for Leilani Chavez in that last half inning. Stays in the game as the DP. The new right fielder is Kobe Hura, who comes into the DP spot. That was Ryan Orange. One. Rolled over. Could it be 2? Sand reels it in. Back to first, not in time. Kelsey Nader beats it out by a fraction of a step. Big effort there from the first year.
Yeah, she's got such good speed, and this is well turned too. You can see Sand gets it and throws it almost in one motion. That's the only chance she had to even try to get Nader, but the way she picks him up and puts him down, that was nearly going to be impossible. So she does extend the inning at least another batter or 2. And a chance at this top of the order is most likely going to get up again, barring a double play ball here.
And now it's Lauren Shaborski. Shaborski has been remarkable this year in the opportunities that she's had. And trying to put one more on base before that top of the order rolls its way through with Schellmeyer on deck. Now this is caught by Punk. She dives, and good scramble by Nader to get back in. But unproductive out, there's 2 down.
And that one just looped right to Punk, and see that time having to scramble back to first base was Maeve Nelson. Excuse me, Kelsey Nader. At the top of the order here, this is Northwestern's chance. If you think Schellmeyer can get on, you start to go down the line at, okay, here's who we have to get on to get close to getting the tying run at the plate, but give Jaden Vickers credit as well, coming up on close to 100 pitches, but she is digging deep here and trying to battle through this 6th inning.
And guided past Lynn Cavage. Skylar Schellmeyer lashes his single to put 2 on base for the Big Boppers. Robinson the first one up.
Just good opposite field hitting that time. The slap from Schellmeyer just guides it right through the left side. Through Sand and Linkavich. Kansas Robinson's been quiet so far today. She has drawn a couple of walks. They've pitched her very carefully, but with 2 outs, 2 runners on, and Rudd on deck, there's really nowhere to work around her.
And Robinson swings at the first pitch, but grounds out to second. The veteran ball club, with a bunch of players who have been here for 4 or 5 years now. And the thought of honoring them in the back of all these Scarlet Knights brains. Up by 5 on Northwestern, a team Rutgers has never beaten. And it's not just been one big inning for Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights have scored in 4 of the 5 innings. They've come to the plate.
Yeah, it's been a tremendous approach. They've been locked in, just great at bat after great at bat, and a lot of hard hit balls today. And again, we talked about those 3 web gems from the Northwestern outfielders. If not for that, Rutgers could be looking at double digits.
If not for them, truly, the game might have ended on Lauren Punk's home run.
Yeah, correct. That's a good point. And even then, top of the order, Rutgers' best chance. This is where they've done most of their damage today. 5-run lead, I still think that Northwestern will feel they have a chance, so you want to add even more here. Ideally, you'd like to not even see a 7th inning.
But don't forget, we've talked a lot about it this weekend. I'll mention it a lot more the next however long we got today and tomorrow. Northwestern on Sunday, their senior day, down 5 to a really good Nebraska team. Scores 6 runs with 2 outs and is able to close out a big victory that helped them claim the share of the Big Ten regular season championship. That's a Wildcat team that's won in all sorts of ways, and so the idea of them coming back from a 5-run deficit is certainly not out of the realm. But Kylie Sand drives this to right. Nader back at the wall, and it stays in the park. Nearly for Kylie Sand, but comes up just short.
Yeah, she just missed the barrel on that one. Otherwise, it would have been out of here. But still got plenty on that one. Nearly got her 2nd home run, but what a fantastic day at the plate for Kylie Sand. Those 2 doubles gave that one a ride. She has set the table yet again for this Rutgers lineup.
Now, Sydney Supley has stayed in the game after giving up that home run to Punk, and now it's 3 consecutive outs recorded by the senior. Northwestern, if you want to peek ahead a little bit, will need a lot. Need more than just one swing to get this done. But it is 3-4-5 due up. Rudd, Katie, and Cochran with a chance to start the rally.
And I think at this point, you ride Jaden Vickers until you can't anymore. She's battled her whole way through today. Her stat line isn't the most glorious looking. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. And a hit batter. So 12 Wildcats have reached, but it's been the way that she has bared down, gotten out of a couple of jams, which has been most impressive.
That's upstairs to Linkavich, another one of the seniors. 3 balls and a strike. Caught up with her this week, and you said it's been awesome to see this year the hard work of this team, a big nucleus that's been around for 4 years, show up in the results. She said, this is a quote from her, this team has the chance to shock some people. The new pitcher for Northwestern is the Division III transfer, Cammie Henry, trying to get the final 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and also try to do that against the part of the Rutgers order that has hurt Northwestern today.
And again, Morgan Smith has had a couple of really solid at-bats.
And lifts this down the line. Not happy with the result, though. The wind blows it all the way to the track, even though Smith slammed her bat to the turf.
Yeah, I think she knew on all of a sudden, unless a gale-like wind force was able to get a hold of that one, even though Rutgers does have a...
And now Katie Wingert. Upstairs, ball 1. Rutgers has talked about this year being the breakthrough year. Last couple of seasons, they've been at the bottom of the Big Ten. They've faced some of the best teams this conference has had to offer. But with some of those initial recruits from Kristen Butler's first year or two becoming seniors, like Katie Wingert, they felt like this was the chance. And Rutgers certainly had it early. I mentioned they started 6-2. They have won 30 games for the first time in a decade. Now this would be at the top of the resume for the Scarlet Knights, should they complete it. That's a strike to Wingert, 3-1. Counts full.
So that'll allow Linkavich to get off and running here with the pitch. Big spot here.
Chase and a miss. Tammy Henry comes in, gets the 2 outs needed in the 6th.
But 3 outs away, and I love that Kristen Butler has the trust in Vickers' 96 pitches to try and finish this one out.
And this is the best part of Northwestern's lineup, but Jordan Rudd pops it to third, and that is a quick first down.
Yeah, that is a dream start to this 7th inning for Jaden Vickers. 1 pitch, 1 out against one of the best hitters in the Big Ten. You take that any day of the week, twice on Sunday, maybe 3 times on Saturday, and you keep working.
A Northwestern team that scored 6 runs with 2 outs against one of the Big Ten's best teams just last weekend. Has won games coming from behind, won the middle game against Nebraska in come-from-behind fashion, and then completed the job in extras. So this is an experienced bunch. Jaden Vickers has been locked in the midst of one of her best Big Ten starts ever against the Big Ten's best, the champions.
And she's been unflappable today. I think if you showed Jaden Vickers of last year, 2 years ago, this game, I don't know if she would believe that she had the capability, that she had the mental toughness. Not that she wasn't mentally tough, but she is incredibly mentally tough now.
Yep, the fortitude, the focus, the extra velo that Jaden Vickers has added to her fastball, which was mid-60s last year and now is touching 70 this year. A ball and 2 strikes against Hannah Cady, who was hit by a pitcher last time. Only time on base. It's a laser to left, back on it, Fawcett over her head and off the wall. Hannah Cady strides to second base with a double.
Well struck by Cady again. Northwestern's approach at the plate all year long has been one to admire. And their ability to go opposite field with power. We saw the opposite field home run before from Zedak. That one hits off the wall from Cady. And right now, if you're the Wildcats, you're just looking to go batter by batter. Give yourself a chance to get that tying run at the plate. They still got a couple of more that would need to reach to do so. That's a good start.
This is rolled over by Cochran. Vickers knocks it down. Everybody's safe. Punk came crashing for it as well. And that vacated the base for Cochran to get in there.
Yeah, maybe Lauren Punk didn't think that there was time to get this out, but she should have stayed home there. That's Jaden Vickers' ball to at least give yourself a chance. Once Punk evacuates the base, you're not getting anybody out.
Pitch running for the Wildcats, number 42.
We see Ayanna Lindsay right there. She's going to run. Her run doesn't mean anything other than maybe having the speed to break up a force out at second or break up a double play. That tying run now in the hole for the Wildcats.
Yep, and Angela Zedak, who homered 1 inning ago, is at the plate. And Vickers misses that corner, ball 1.
A little extra pop on that fastball. She's not shying away from this moment. She feels the adrenaline rushing. She wants to finish this game off. And again, with the tying run still a couple batters away, she can just grip it and rip it, challenge this lineup.
The ball, 1 pitch. And it is worth acknowledging Vickers threw 109 pitches last weekend in that complete game victory over Iowa. Notable because she was Rutgers' workhorse last year, top 10 in the Big Ten in innings, but has been used less, has been able to go 1 day and that's it each weekend. 1-1. There's a strike, edge of the zone.
Said it all day. That's been her best weapon, the fastball in the outside corner. When she's located it, it's been unhittable. See if she goes back to it here.
Here's the 1-2. That's foul off.
She did go back to it. And that time, Zedak was ready for it. Now do you double up? Do you go to it again and just pitch to your strengths?
Again, Vickers deals. And this is shot into the gap. Smith over her head. Katie comes home to score. Lindsay stops at second.
And there is a lefty due up next in Kelsey Nader, but Northwestern, their job in this inning was to get the tying run to the plate. They're a batter away from doing that.
Rutgers has not defeated a ranked team in 11 years. 2012, the last time the Scarlet Knights took down a team in the top 25. 2 on, 1 out. And that's on the outside corner. Strike 1 to the 5th-year senior Nelson, who has not been retired today.
2 walks and 2 singles and a walk. She's been a handful. Vickers got to rely on that fastball.
Foul away. 0-2.
And I think if you're Northwestern at this point, you can feel pretty confident that you're going to see almost a fastball on every single pitch throughout the rest of this game. Jaden has, her off-speed stuff hasn't been that sharp today. She hasn't located all that well, so she's had to rely on the fastball, which is her best weapon. If you're the Wildcats, you can expect to get a heavy dose of it.
It's nubbed back. It's under Vickers' mitt. The throw to first. Out! Sand guns out Nelson at first. It seemed like once Vickers missed it, everybody would be safe, but Kylie Sand recovers in unbelievable fashion.
Watch how fast she transfers this from the gather to the throw. She's got some of the quickest hands in the Big Ten, and we'll see if we can get another shot of Nelson going down the line, because that was close. From the naked eye, it looked like it was the right call, and now Northwestern's down to their final out.
And they still need to put 1 more on base to bring the tying run to the plate. Kelsey Nader at the dish. That's inside.
You said it, Dom. Once Vickers missed, I don't know, she might have even slightly deflected it, but give Kylie Sand credit. She did not panic. She trusted her arm that if she was able to gather that and make a strong throw, that she was going to have time. She got her by a split second.
1-0. That missed as well.
Pressure still on Vickers. She has seemed unflappable so far today, but you certainly don't want to issue a free pass to the 8-hitter to then bring up the tying run, especially Saborski on deck, who has already homered off of Vickers today.
Now a 2-0. That's inside.
Now it gets to the spot where if you're Kate Drohan, do you put the take sign on here, and would you put the take sign on again at 3-1 if Vickers can deliver a strike?
Kelsey Nader does not have a hit today. Vickers trying to throw her first strike of this battle. And that's not it. It's ball 4. And Northwestern will bring the tying run to the plate in the top of the 7th.
Now the pressure continues to ratchet up here, and this is, again, still Jaden Vickers' game to finish to this point. She has worked 6 2/3 innings. She's 1 out away. It's usually the toughest out to get, and with everything on the line. First ever program win against Northwestern, first ranked win in over 11 years. You can only imagine the nerves that she must be feeling right now.
Lauren Saborski, one of Northwestern's hottest hitters. Vickers starts her with strike one.
And that's been the go-to, the fastball on the outside corner. So again, if you're Saborski now, do you lean out over the plate and look for something that you can maybe yank over the wall for a grand slam? That is the mental chess battle that's got to be going on right now.
The strike one pitch. It's popped up, it's out of play. And Rutgers is one strike away now.
And now you got to pitch to waste here if you're Vickers. She's tried the drop ball a couple times. It really hasn't worked. She could try to take Saborski up and out of the zone, or she could just go right back to that fastball and try to perfectly locate it on the corner.
On senior weekend, the grad student Vickers searches for one more strike. The 0-2. Swing and a miss! And Rutgers has stunned the Big Ten champions!